माँ, अम्मी, फिर से सारी बातें जो नहीं करनी थी कर डाली माँ, अम्मी, आज पूरी रात।
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everybody. Brand new episode of the broadcast. I am the host for this episode, and we have with us a group band called Floor 44. We have Abdullah Mulam joining us from Dubai. We have Sadiq Amin joining us from Toronto. Muhammad Nazar Sayed joining me from the next room, interviewing. And Kendrick Ambrose is here from Karachi. So welcome everybody to the broadcast.
Whoa.
Hey, everyone.
Great to be here as a guest for the first time. It's weird, but I love it.
This man's on the other side of the seat, eh?
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to start off with the people who do not know what Floor 44 is. Sadiq, I'm going to start off with you. What is Floor 44? Can you explain to us the origins, how it came about, and maybe also give us some insight about the name of, like, why is it called Floor 44?
Well, Flow
That'll
44
be fun.
is an idea. So we are a group, music-based group, that international music-based group because we're everywhere.
True.
So obviously Kendrick, Nazar and I, we jammed a few times, but then we never did anything about it. Abdullah and I have jammed once, and we two have also only got that one opportunity. So then towards the end of 2019, I started thinking, hey, we could get some recordings going. We can get Kendrick's vocals from one place, piano from another place, guitar from another place. We could maybe we could post that, we could share some music. So then over time, we sort of perfected our technique, and eventually we decided to stop. We posted The Scientist, our first song, on Spotify.
Very good. I enjoyed that.
That was the start of Floor 44. And the name came about because the first time we all jammed was in my apartment, which is on the 44th floor.
44th floor. Yeah.
And that is
Like
the
that.
only place where we've all jammed at once, I guess.
Yeah,
Like-
that's true.
Spot that we share.
Even when Abdullah and I first jammed, it was in my apartment on the 44th
Yeah.
So the apartment is where it's the inception, and that's where everything kind
Yeah,
of takes place.
exactly.
Exactly. The meeting point.
Yeah.
Okay, I
And, like-
wanted to go towards Mr. M&S and ask him. So Sadiq mentioned that you guys are an international band. There's Kendrick was in Karachi. There's Abdullah was in Dubai. How do you guys manage to deal with the distance between each band member? I'm sure there's not distance between each other, but the physical distancing part of things.
It's interesting because me and Kendrick used to write songs together, and we still write songs together, and that's
Yeah.
more of a physical thing where me and Ken are in the same room. I may start playing a guitar chord, Ken might start humming something, and then we have the lyrics for it. It's very different when you're literally on the other side of the world with time zones and multiple takes going on and all these
Sure.
different things. So it's international in the way that because of the geography of everybody's a little bit away from each other. But the way that we
Yeah.
work in a cohesive manner is that we try to make sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody knows what their role is in the band. And I think everybody on this panel knows what they're good at, and they excel at that.
Sure.
And that's the best part of it. It makes it so much more fun to do it.
That's great. So you guys have designated roles for everybody. So Sadiq knows that
Yeah.
he has to do with the mastery of the piano. Abdullah's good with the bass. Kendrick is singer, songwriter, and you guys help with the guitar as well. So
Yeah.
I think that's great that you guys have that chemistry and combination.
I think Abdullah and
that's true.
Sadiq are more production side and engineering side.
That's true.
The way
Yeah.
they're wizards with the software stuff. Me and Ken could never in a million years figure it out.
Yeah. That's not our department,
That
man.
part sometimes gets overlooked, the work that they do. You guys sing the song
True.
and kind of give it to them, and
Yeah,
they're
it's pretty behind the scenes, but it's really important. Yeah.
True.
very important. I wanted to
But,
go towards.
I guess
go ahead.
I would like to just touch upon the whole distance thing, because I feel just like how you said inception, right? The band was an idea, and it kind of still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, the whole group, we've kind of created this unique reality of the group, right?
Yeah,
And
for sure, man.
it started off as like you said, an idea that just came into being because we said, yo, this is something that just needs to happen, and no matter what happens, like, manage to put something on the table, right? And like, be it just jamming in one room, and like the distance thing, it's so hard because when you're listening to a song, you're listening to something else. When Abdullah will be listening to a song, he'll be listening to something else. Everyone has their different concept of listening to a song, and you never really, I guess, get to share it with someone until you listen to that song together. But somehow, even I don't know how, it even amazes me to this day that, like, without doing that, without sharing our, I guess, our intuition with each other physically or being with each other, we've managed to, like, create this cool group.
I
we
wanted
managed to
touch
work around it.
base down what Kendra just said. So you said, like, if you listen to the song, you listen to something differently. Then Abdullah listens to a song differently. At the same time, how do you guys deal with conflict? So, like, if you guys do listen to something and maybe you want to add something to a song, or Abdullah's like, no, I want to get this. So if each of you can, like, maybe touch base upon that.
Well,
I think
Kendrick,
it's more of a I think it's more of a
Yeah.
democracy. So like if we have a conflicting point, we put it into a vote, and just happens to be that all 5 of the people that have a democratic vote are on this panel right now. So it's usually, so if we hear something that might stand out, I tell Abdullah or I tell Sadiq, I'm like, yeah, this sounds a bit off. What do you guys think? And then because they're in a repetition of it, they listen to it so many times that I feel like it blends in. And after you give it a couple of hours, you come back and you're like, no, you're right. That I heard that thing that you were talking about. And then if it's literally as something that's a bit of a conflict, we put it into a vote on the WhatsApp group, and we're like, guys, what do you think about it? I think that's very good. That's a very good way to do it.
Abdullah, what do you think? I know you've been...
Because he's the one who does all the mixing, and he's like, oh, not again.
No, so honestly, when I listen to a song, you guys obviously pointed out, since Sadiq and I on the technical side, you guys say, oh, just after the second verse or this first verse, there's a bit of a, the guitar isn't right or this isn't right. So we're able to spot that really quick, and usually we usually agree because I feel like we have kind of the same ears at this point. We're into the same music.
Yeah.
And since we're into the same genre, I think it's very easy for us to understand the core concept of how a song works, right? So, for example, if Nazar says, "Oh, this guitar isn't hitting right with this piano," I'm like, "Okay, right there." We find it, and then Sadiq and I we explore different MP3s, MP4s. We send it across to WhatsApp. These guys have a listen, and it all happens to work within like an hour or a day or so.
I guess feedback. Yeah, especially when we're dealing with the whole distancing, feedback is a big thing. Yeah, and like I know, like sometimes I'm always on call with Sadiq, and I'll send him like a random voice, and I'll be like, "Man, that ching ching ching."
That's true.
Make it sound a little more ding ding ding.
We have our own code.
But you know what? Regardless of that, this man never puts me down. He's like, "Yeah, I'll look into it, bro." Like,
he's annoyed down. He's like, "Oh, not again, Kendrick, perfectionist."
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like I pull a lot of like mean strings at the production right now, just because of my ears.
No, we're all perfectionists.
I feel like it's good as well.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Like having someone like Kendrick who's like very particular about certain things. Like if you just put somebody in the group who's just like, okay, that's fine, that's okay. But Kendrick is like, no, we can make it better. Like, what do you think?
Like the sound, I guess.
So I feel like
with the sound, I think that's what's my thing.
Yeah.
But you guys.
I think Kendrick and I are on the same page there because I feel like we're both perfectionists.
Like, you guys haven't seen this side, but Abdullah can be just as annoying as Kendrick.
I probably have it.
You haven't seen it, but I have. It's not fun.
Because I don't know, like
It's like, I heard someone breathe here. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Takes it out.
Honestly, like I've had a bit of experience before with like audio quality and mastering and everything, so I can kind of nitpick at things where people might not notice. Like, for example, a normal listener will be like, "Oh, that's fine. They probably played it like that." But I go back and like, no, that this dude breathes here, or like he moved away from the mic. Let me make that let me compress that.
Yeah.
So Ken and I, I feel like we're kind of on the same page with that.
Yeah.
And since he's a singer, he knows exactly where he wants to change and alter things, and whatever he says, we're on the same page with that. I'm able to alter that and put that into the actual song itself.
Yeah.
So you guys said you guys listen to the same kind of music. I see you guys do a lot of Coldplay covers. So like, is that because you're a big fanboy? What's going on here? Like, people want
Yeah,
to
you know, I guess Coldplay is also, you know, the easiest for us to play because we've all heard it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a little cheat code. But yeah,
And
I
I
think
think a lot of
like
people know
Coldplay.
Coldplay as well, so they get that like similarity in
Yeah.
terms of the outreach.
You gotta
I mean,
give the
like you
people
meet
what they
someone the
want.
first time, right? And you're like, hey, like, you know any Coldplay?
That's
You listen to Coldplay?
Yeah, I swear, that's literally how the band was like, okay, we're doing Coldplay now.
Let's play Yellow. Let's play A Sky Full of Stars.
Yeah,
do it.
exactly. And it rolls,
Um,
right? So I think that's the best part.
Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about, well, one of the main reasons why we're here. I've heard that you guys have a new single coming out, your first ever single. So
True.
Kendrick, each one of you, tell me something about the song. What's it called? How did it come about? How long have you guys been working on it? Give us some more detail.
Mr. Kendrick,
Another,
take away.
you wanna?
So yeah, why
I'm sorry.
for sure. A couple of years ago, Ken and I, in Ken's apartment, we were sitting, and I had this riff going on, and it was a simple riff, nothing super complicated. But you know, Ken and I, what we usually do is it's usually after midnight when we sit and start trying to write stuff. That's been the case since forever. So it was just me riffing, and Ken was humming something, and then we started talking, and we started developing the story about, you know, this breakup. Usually that's the songs that we love to think about, we love to listen to, right? And we were thinking up the story about this guy and this woman's going, and why is she going, and where is she gonna go? Or she's gonna take a plane. Where is she gonna go? She's gonna go far away. And then we started developing this linear story. And because we usually never write songs like that, we write songs about a feeling, about a moment, about something that me or him was going through. And this was something about a third person, a person that did not practically exist.
Yeah,
And
it became storytelling, I guess.
it became storytelling, and we could do whatever we wanted with it. We could create any atmosphere we wanted with it. And Ken came up with this beautiful melody line, and we was complementing the guitar thing, and then it was just like trying to like innovate and come up with new chords. Oh, we never played an A sharp before. Let's see how that sounds. And then we have a pre-chorus, and then like harmonizing and everything. And it just came upon, and Ken, I would say in a couple of hours, he went to the bathroom, he came back, I had a solo done, and it was as simple as that. And then we had it shelved for a couple of years because we used to play it for our friends, but we never really did anything with it. And then when Floor 44 became a thing, we brought it to Sadiq and Abdullah, and we were like, guys, we have this thing, and we feel like we're very confident about it, right? And they just took it away. They brought it to new heights, and they turned it into something that we didn't think it would become.
Yeah, they made it their own. I think that's.
Yeah, they made it the group song, and it's wonderful to hear now.
So Sadiq, what did you hear the song when you heard it the first time, when it was brought to you, and when it was told that we needed some of your insight on this?
So I first heard the song in February when Nazar sent it to me. And then first time I heard it was like, okay, Nazar singing isn't great on the chorus. But other than that, I thought it was a catchy song. I thought it was pretty catchy. Like, I definitely saw the potential. But then, you know, as we sort of like left it under the bridge for like, I think a month. Then Nazar and I recorded the guitar part for it.
Yeah.
Then 2 months after that, we sent it to Kendrick for the first time. Hey, record some vocals. And then that's when it took off. That's when all the creative juices flowed. And
so at what point, Abdullah, did you receive the song, and how much of it was it mastered, completed, and what kind of stuff did you add on top of it?
So when I got it, the song structure was still there. You know, I had a wonderful riff happening from Nazar, a really nice rhythm going, and I had, you know, Kendrick's first take. I think it was first take that even Sadiq had shared with me. So I heard the song a couple of times, and, you know, Sadiq and I, and all of us actually together, came together. We're like, you know, what do we want to do with this song? Like, how do we want the song to sound? What kind of layers do we want in this? And eventually, like how most songs are made, we kind of kept listening to it again and again. And we added, you know, okay, so I spoke to Nazar, and you're like, you know, we're going to do a solo here. So it actually took 3 of us to do a solo together. So Nazar first did the first draft, and he was like, oh, I want it to sound like this. And then it went through Sadiq, and then it went through me. And then I'm like, you know, we could do this. We could add, for example, like he did this on an acoustic guitar. I then changed it to an electric guitar and recorded it and sent it back to him. I'm like, is this what you were thinking of? And he's like, you know, you could change this bit. You could do this. You could do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all like it's been a long, twisty road, but in the end, it's morphed into something beautiful. I think.
I have
Because
like
Allah has
20
a good
different
cause.
versions of that song in my phone. Just
Yeah.
because of the
There you
WhatsApp
go.
files.
There you go. There you
So
go.
many different versions of it.
Yeah,
Like whenever I play it for someone, it's
can see
like I
develop.
have to look for it, do the thing.
That's true. I agree.
Who do you guys go for to like get trusted advice? Like aside from you guys, because I'm sure you guys have like heard the song many, many times. So Kendrick, tell me something about that.
Well, so I grew up amongst a lot of good musicians in Karachi, and also like the background from which I come, like the songs that inspire me. So I have a lot of people who play music around me, a lot of close friends, and guys who listen to music a lot, right? So sometimes I know a few people who I trust, like a couple of friends, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? Like, you know? And they're like, oh man, this guy, like, he's sending us something that he's singing again. Like, why?
He's that guy. You gotta
Yeah.
be that guy again.
but like, you know, because they understand it, and because I've jammed with them and I've played some music with them, so they kind of know where I'm coming from. So they'll be like, oh, like, you know, this part, I don't think like it's sparking, or
Yeah.
it needs life here, or you like, you know, give it a kick here, or I think like you're doing this verse good, but this verse, you know. And I think for me, that's where I kind of get, that's where I kind of get corrected, because I know tone wise my ears can catch it, but like feel wise, you don't always know you're touching the right person, or
For sure.
the other person is feeling what you're feeling. So you have to be a little careful, especially when you're releasing an original. I think as an artist, the biggest fear is to be able to put yourself out there, right? And for your audience to be like, okay, man, like this guy's singing about something. So your audience can feel two things. They can feel indifferent, or they can really connect with you.
Yeah.
Right? If they're indifferent and they like the song, it's still a win-win. The tricky part is when they don't feel anything and they're in between.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's where you've lost a potential listener. So I think like whenever I send it to someone and I ask them like, what do you think? That's what I'm kind of looking for. Like, okay, like it's fine if the lyrics didn't touch you, or like, you know, the melody wasn't that great, but did you feel anything? Like,
But what did you really think about
yeah,
it?
exactly. like for 3 seconds, did I have you? Like,
Yeah.
that's important. So I do that. I send it to a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but like some people who I know, like
A few trusted people.
yeah, like some honest advice. And yeah, and honestly, it doesn't even have to be someone who's really good with music. It's just got to be someone who listens music for what it is.
No, I think I've heard the song. I've been very lucky enough to be part of the process.
Yeah, exactly. Bashaar.
And so, no, I heard the song like initially when you guys were just jamming on it like a long time ago. And so you guys have said this is like 2 years in the making. So to see where the song is now, I think when I hear the final draft, like my head starts just shaking, my legs start kicking, and it has a great melody, and I love the sound of it. And most importantly for me, the lyrics they're very touching. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, Flow 44s means a lot to me as well. But you guys said you wrote the song in 2 hours. I've heard most of the biggest hits, they come in minutes, if not, you know, maybe a couple hours.
Let's not jinx it, man.
Chris Morgan said he wrote Scientist in 15 minutes.
I mean, you wrote the idea of the scientist in 50 minutes.
Can we expect something similar?
Yeah.
But it also took him 6 months to write Viva La Vida. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And that's their biggest song. So it does take time as well. But just for us taking 2 hours to write it, it was just because Ken and I were just like going back and forth, and we liked the world that we were exploring. We liked the character that we were talking about. And it was just going back and forth to that. And it takes a while, man. Like verses take so long to write. Chorus melody takes so long to write. And then so I don't know how Chris does it in like 5 to 10 minutes. He has the whole paradise down. But for us, it's work, but it's fun work. I love doing it.
What is the song called?
The One I Miss.
The One I Miss.
So when we were hearing the song, can we kind of try to like picture your lives as something that you guys are writing about personally, or is this, like you said, a made-up character?
Well, I feel the song has kind of grown on me, especially during this pandemic. because during the pandemic, like when all of us are in lockdown, we kind of realized what's this thing that means to us the most, right? Like what thing we know we really need, or like the people we really need. And I feel like in this, I've also realized all the stuff that I can actually do without. So the one I miss began as a withdrawal song, but it's kind of grown on me as something that like the idea that I thought that I could never live without this, but it's not that bad.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
a lot of people go through that, be it a human being or be it a feeling or an event or an ambition. Somehow or the other, we find out that life goes on and we find a way not to miss something or someone.
That's beautiful.
I think the
All right,
one
bro.
I miss.
Having heard the song, even I think I don't want to like expose too much, but throughout the whole song, you guys are talking about this girl and her leaving and how it feels.
Yeah.
And at the end of the second verse, you guys are like, you're not the girl that I miss anymore, and the guy moves on. I think it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
it's basically. I think for that, like, there's two ways to interpret that. Like, I don't know how Ken does it, but when we wrote that, I was interpreting it more as like, because the girl has changed so much from the person that he used to love, that she's just not that girl anymore. She's not that person that he fell in love with. So there's no point in chasing that anymore. And so that's why that's like almost last verse, last line, and then we go into the chorus again. Because that's like the thesis of the song.
Can the girl represent something else as well? Like, can it be Sadik? Can it be like Pakistan cricket team, the Hokalanders? What's going on?
Man from sports, bro.
Low blow.
Bro, my team is the Raptors, and that's all.
I think
you know. It's 1 year since Toronto.
Longest reigning champions.
Yeah.
True.
I think the song can represent whatever you want it to represent.
That's true.
Beautiful.
The song's about. Yeah, as long as it touches you. It can be whatever it wants. If it can be about a boy, or who knows?
Yeah.
It can be about anything.
You swing that way, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've heard a lot of Chris Martin interviews, and he doesn't really like to talk about what he was thinking when he wrote the song or what the song is about, and he like leads it towards the listener.
Yeah, I think that's the freedom of it, right?
Yeah. So you make the song what you wanted to.
Exactly.
I feel like it's better if it applies to the person, like we kind of leave it to that void. You kind of let the music sink in. And it's both the lyrics that, all you guys wrote. It's poetry in itself is beautiful. And then the music part of it is equally as beautiful.
Yeah,
I feel like the music just complements the lyrics so well. Because, when Kendrick says, you're not the girl that I miss anymore, that's when the song starts to like change into major, it starts to take up and it gets louder, and you're like, okay, wow. You kind of feel it more feeling. So I feel like it complements it really well. And I'm sure you guys will agree when you hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
Where can our fans find this song on? Where are the platforms that they can reach out to and hear the song?
Abdullah, you're the guy, man.
I'm the guy. Okay, so it's gonna be on it's gonna be on Apple Music, it's gonna be on Spotify. YouTube, that's up to you guys, I guess.
Yeah,
It could
on
be
YouTube,
The
SoundCloud,
video is also coming out soon.
TikTok.
and the Twitter app, TikTok,
Everywhere that
everything.
you can stream media,
Yeah.
we're there.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
It'll be
It'll be
Amazon,
We'll be there.
Visa.
The lyric video as well.
100%.
I'm gonna
Shazam. You can even Shazam. I'm sure you can Shazam the song when it comes out.
You can Shazam. the
definitely.
song.
When you hear it on the radio and you're like, what song is this? You can always Shazam it. And
You can
It's
always
444.
That's true. That's
Or
a
you
good,
can
that's a
ask
good
Siri.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
And like-
ask Google to play it.
You can ask Google. You can
Yeah,
ask Siri
and
what to play it. You can do everything.
Hey Alexa, play the one I miss.
Exactly.
Oh.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Like that.
But as fans, what can we expect coming forward from 444? We're very excited about the song, The One I Miss. But can we expect more covers? Are you guys working on more singles? Something, tell us.
The answer is yes to all of that.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing covers, original work, hopefully an album down the line. Like, everything is up for grabs right now.
We're open to more ideas.
Exactly.
Yes,
We started as an idea and we're trying to make it as big as possible.
It's still an idea.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Can we hear some of the song? Can we hear a snippet? Can we hear maybe a riff, a cool unplugged version? Would it be possible?
Ooh.
I can play on my
Another-
phone if you guys want. Yeah. All right. Let me.
We're just gonna hear like a part. We're
Yeah,
like,
just
All right.
just-
How about
just
just
20
the
seconds of it.
start? Just the
pressure.
first like 20 seconds of it. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Just give us a teaser.
yeah,
All right. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
raw uncut.
Oh, wrong song.
Oh,
That was Billie
The
Jean.
wrong song.
San Francisco.
Put the volume up.
Oh.
Yo, I can't hear anything.
I can't hear one.
It's not as clear. It's not as clear.
It was just a hoax.
It was just a hoax. You
Not
gotta
gonna
stream
get
it
to
on
hear
Spotify,
nothing.
guys. You gotta stream it on Spotify, guys. You gotta get those streams up. Come on.
Okay. How about we do some closing remarks, each and every one of you, and then we'll sign up.
All right.
Cool.
So I'll
So-
start, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of this song. I'm very proud of this group. I love what we managed to accomplish in the time that we spent trying to do this. Amongst the pandemic and with everything else going on in the world, it's dark times, and I think this song was a release to a lot of people in this group, just to get some creative energy out, and I'm grateful for that, and
Definitely.
I'm proud of the song.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty deep. Mine's not that deep. I'm good.
Oprah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the song to come out, and I'm excited to do the next, on to the next one after this. Just gotta keep
Amen.
keep
Not
the
trying to
ball
stop you.
rolling. Yeah, keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
I like to say that. Abdullah, go for it.
Okay, so how I feel is that the song was obviously it's our baby. It's the first thing that we've all done together, and I feel like it actually came out really well.
Yep.
Kendrick's voice is absolutely fantastic. Nazar with the lyrics, absolutely fantastic as well. It's pure poetry, and Sadek and I we're a power couple. We got this going pretty good. He was
Hundo.
with the piano, and I think mastering solo, everything was done well. So I have pretty high hopes. I'm pretty proud of the song. All of us,
Yep.
on all of them.
Mm.
Right. Also, I would like to thank, I guess, broadcast number one for you guys doing this. Big shout out. And yeah, I think number one, I'm really excited for our fans, our audience to get to know us. I think this is where the curtain opens up. This is the curtain, and this is where you get to see us for who we are, not for the covers, not for us trying to be some version of Chris Martin. This is us. And
That's, yeah.
Original.
yeah, and I'm really excited for our fans to be able to take these initial steps with us, for better or for worse, but with us. And
Yep.
we hope that just how this song found its way into our hearts and in our minds, I hope that the song finds its way some way with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for everyone to hear it, and I really hope it goes all the way.
Yep.
And I'm grateful.
Top of the
for
charts. Top of the
Yeah.
charts, man.
No, thank you all for joining us. I think it was a pleasure to be hosting this, and I'm very excited for the song as well. And to our audience, hear the song, give us your honest feedback, share it with your friends. I think as friends, 444 needs your support now more than ever, because when they'll be selling at Rogers Center or at the Wembley, that we won't need your help then. This is when we need you. And then we can be okay, no, he shared our song, then let's get a free ticket. No, but again, thank you all for joining. Very excited to see what 444 has in store for us going forward. And we'll catch you guys soon, inshallah. Broadcast out.
All right. Take care. Bye.
माँ अम्मी फिर से सारी बातें जो नहीं करनी थी कर डाली माँ।